Hey friends, welcome back to Exalt Talks. I appreciate you guys. If you're concerned about me, I'm feeling better. My last video I told you I'm sick, or I was sick. I'm still getting over it. I'm still on the mends, but I'm doing much better. I'm super excited for what I want to talk to you guys about, talk to my friends about, and I don't really know how to frame it, so I'm just gonna like wing it, and then maybe we'll pick up on something together. Can we do that? Let's do that. So last week before Marianne got back, I think it was Thursday, I had like 5 seconds to make a video, and I wanted to stick to my pattern of uploading video as frequently and consistently as possible every day. And so I was like, I got 10 seconds, I gotta run somewhere. I'm not gonna have another opportunity to make another video tonight. What can I do? I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna talk about the one thing, and not even really talk, I'm gonna cry about the one thing that's on my mind, that I miss Marianne and JC. And so I made that kind of like Blair Witchy type like video, holding the camera facing up with the light and all that kind of stuff, just crying. And like, I appreciate all of you that engaged with it. It was super fun for me to make. I uploaded it, it was super easy, and it got the point across. Like, this is Exalt Talks. All I gotta talk today, all I have like on my mind today is this. And so I did that, and it was fun. And like, I wanted to make a video just talking about like, hey, creative process. Sometimes you just gotta wing it. Sometimes you just gotta go with it and make this video. And like, that's something that maybe I'll still expand upon at a later date. Really what I want to focus on is just kind of my experience and thought process through like Marianne and JC getting home. So the worst part about Marianne and JC getting home is that I wasn't able to like touch them because I was sick and I wasn't sure if I had COVID yet. So I went, picked up Marianne from the airport, actually threw up in the airport terminal, like going to go like pick her up, and muscled through, got back home, slept in the basement for Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, I think. Yeah, 3 nights, 2 nights, something like that. Slept in the basement more than I wanted to. It wasn't until today, which is Wednesday, that I like hugged and kissed JC for the first time. And like, take that from where that last video, if you don't know what video is, I'll just right here. Yes, that video. Like, take from where I started then and like compare that to like, I'm excited, and then Sunday I start not feeling so hot, and then I am like in full meltdown and throwing up in airports. And so it was like mentally just super exhausting, the fact that I was like not able to like hug and kiss, you know, my son and my wife. And I think that's what I want to talk about, is somewhere in there about just being a husband and being vulnerable. And like, you have to have vulnerability in like life to be successful. Other people might tell you otherwise. And this isn't like the key to success. I think it's just healthy. Like, when I talk about being successful, I mean like mentally and physically and spiritually healthy. Successful is just like being vulnerable and sharing with people things. And so that's why, not why, but that's what allows me to like post videos and talk about like what seems like very personal things, because to me they're not that personal, because I'm just being my normal vulnerable self, right? Like, how many husbands, here's the meme, how many husbands are excited for their wife to go out of town, right? Like, I've done a lot of work, or not a lot, but I've done a fair amount of observations and awareness and volunteering and things like that around like sex trafficking. And there's so many husbands that participate in the trafficking world, sex trafficking world, when they're on vacation, when their wives go out on vacation, when their wives are out of town for work, or when they're out of town for work and things like that. Like, that's where some like terrible things happen. And it's okay to be vulnerable in those moments and like ask people like for help, right? That wasn't literally me crying for help, but it was me literally expressing my vulnerability of like, yes, I'm a man, I'm a husband, and a father, and it's okay to publicly say like, I miss my son and I miss my wife. And by making these videos and having these Exalt Talks, I hope that somebody feels like they have a little bit more permission, so to speak, to be vulnerable an opportunity or a time in their life where they might have the temptation to not be as vulnerable and let those demons, so to speak, kind of creep up, right? And I think that's where there's growth that can happen with just community and family and friends and having a network and a support system and all those kinds of things. And so I just wanted to talk about the really deep root of why videos like that are important, where you can cry for help, so to speak, on something as simple as like, man, I can't wait for my wife and child to come home, because there's a lot of husbands out there that are not excited for their wife to come home, or not excited for their child to come home, and they're looking for the next opportunity to not be with their wife or not be with their husband, and vice versa. This isn't just, husbands getting all the guilt here, but that's who I am, and that's who I'm talking to and talking about right now. And so I just thought I wanted to share that with you, the deep root of why I make videos like that is because it is just an expression of my vulnerability to give other people, other men, the permission to be just as vulnerable about things that are kind of silly, but have really, really dark and deep roots. That's Exalt Talks. Ready?